I want you to think about the last time you went on vacation, or even just tried to take a weekend off. You're supposed to be relaxing. You're supposed to be disconnecting. But there is that little voice in the back of your head, isn't there? The voice that whispers, "Is the website still up?" So, what do? You sneak away from your family, you pull out your phone, and you load your homepage. Just to check, just to make sure the server hasn't crashed, just to make sure you aren't losing money while you sleep. That little action, that compulsive need to hit refresh, is a symptom. It is a symptom that you do not trust your infrastructure. And if you don't trust your infrastructure, you effectively have a second job. You aren't just the CEO of your business, you are also the 24/7 IT security guard. And frankly, that is a terrible job to have. It ruins your sleep, it ruins your focus, and it adds a layer of low-level stress to your life that burns you out. Today, I want to talk about the sleep well at night factor. This is something that isn't listed on a pricing table. You won't see peace of mind listed next to bandwidth or storage, but for anyone who has ever dealt with a server crash at 3 a.m., this is the single most valuable feature Kinsta offers. Let's look at how cheap hosting handles downtime. This is important to understand. With most budget hosts, the ones costing $3 or $4 a month, monitoring is reactive. That means they don't know your site is down until you tell them. You're the alarm system. You wake up, you see the error, you panic, you open a support ticket, and then you wait in a queue for 45 minutes while your site is offline. That is a broken system. You are paying them, but you are doing the work of monitoring the server. Kinsta flips this entirely. Kinsta uses what is called proactive monitoring. Here is the technical breakdown of what that means. Kinsta checks the status of your website every 2 minutes. That is 720 times every single day. They aren't just checking if the server is on. They are checking if your specific website is loading correctly. Now, here is the magic part. If one of those checks fails, if your site doesn't respond, the Kinsta engineers are alerted instantly. Not a chat bot, real, human engineers. They get a notification that says, "Hey, Dennis's site is struggling." They start investigating immediately. They look at the server logs. They look for traffic spikes. They look for bad plugins. In many cases, and I have seen this happen, they will identify the problem and fix the problem before you even know it happened. Imagine this scenario. Your site goes down at 4 a.m. because of a weird plugin conflict. The Kinsta team gets the alert at 4:01 a.m. They reboot the PHP engine or clear the cache. The site is back up at 4:03 a.m. You wake up at 7 a.m. You check your phone. The site is working perfectly. You have no idea that anything went wrong. You didn't lose sleep. You didn't panic. You didn't spend your morning fighting with support agents. That is what you are paying for. You are paying for a team of experts to stand guard at the door while you sleep. When you run a business, your energy is your most limited resource. If you are spending your mental energy worrying about whether your server is online, you aren't spending that energy on creating content, or building relationships, or making sales. The difference between an amateur and a professional is often just the systems they rely on. Amateurs rely on luck. Professionals rely on guarantees. Kinsta's uptime isn't just a marketing goal. It is a service-level agreement backed by the Google Cloud Platform. So, if you are tired of being the one who has to check your phone every morning just to make sure your business still exists, it is time to upgrade. It is time to fire yourself from the job of server monitor and hire Kinsta to do it for you. You can't put a price tag on a good night's sleep, but if you could, it's worth a lot more than the difference in hosting costs. Check the link below, look at their monitoring promise, and give yourself the gift of peace of mind. Thanks for watching.